It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from the North Beer Christmas Advent Calendar. And I say that with a lot of enthusiasm because I've been really enjoying this particular Advent Calendar this year. Every single beer so far has been fantastic. Automatic and Songbird are the beers we've reviewed from the previous two doors, number 5 and 6. Let's get into beer number 7, which is up. We're going to be taking out the N for North here. I don't know if that's going to be bad luck. Who knows? Ooh. Oh, number 18 is, I think, is a hat. It's something else. I can just see the crack inside number 18. It looks like a piece of clothing, whether that's going to be a hat or a pair of gloves or something. It is freezing cold. It's freezing today. I thought I recognised the lions on the front of this can, and I'm from South Wales. I went up to Leeds, had a jolly good time. I brewed a beer with Northern Monk. I brewed a nice custard cream pale ale with Northern Monk Brewing Company about, I don't know, it must have been about 7 or 8 years ago now. And the bloke I went with, there's a couple of blokes actually, Stuart Pickard and Hopsine, both northern bloggers of beer. They took me to a place called Bundobust. And I always remember because we had these like green fries in Bundobust and they were fantastic, really good. But they're like the craft food that goes with craft beer. If you're the type of person that drinks craft beer, then you're probably going to go to somewhere like Bundobust in the north, where they got a couple of restaurants or cafes, whatever they call them. They serve beer there as well, which is good. But this is a collaboration, North Brewing Company and Bundobust, and this is a pineapple and coconut Lassi sour at 4.5% ABV. Am I going to enjoy this? I'm a bit funny with sour beer. I like the more traditional kind of Belgian style sour beers, if I'm honest. But of course, I mean, the world moves on, doesn't it? The world changes. I'm trying to take on a more positive approach when I review what I like to call a modern sour beer. I'm kind of hoping this beer, and judging by the look, I've got my fingers crossed, it's going to be one of those mouth-puckering, crazy sour beers, because they're the sour beers I love. I'm not one of these fruit smoothie, like drinking a yogurt style beer. I'm not into those whatsoever. And in fact, they make me quite angry. I get quite angry with those beers. I'm really like, what are you doing? So in advance, this review could go either way. Judging by the look of the beer though, it's going to go the good way, because it's not looking like a fruit soup of a beer. Good carbonation, relatively clear. Looks like pineapple juice, doesn't it? Let's get the aroma. A little bit of haze there. Yes, this smells sour. Dare I say it, maybe lactobacillus, which is a way of, instead of the malt becoming sweet, it hits this fork in the road and it sends it being sour. That sweetness from the malt gets turned to sourness. And that's how the Belgians do it. I think this is how the Belgians do it. let's dive in. It smells good. Cheers, everyone. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. That's a good sour beer. It's not rip your face off sour. It's not one of those, oh God, that's sour, which I generally love. But there's enough sour. There's enough sour in the beer that you're left with this. What I love about sour beer, and this has just reminded me of that, is you get this onrush of flavour. You get this onrush of the tropical fruit that they've added to the beer, plus the sourness in the beer, and it all gets stripped away very quickly. And you're left with the bare bones of the beer. You're left with this lovely, like longing, light grain flavour. I can really taste the grains in this sour beer. And above all else, that's what I love about sour beer, is the fact that you get the sourness, you get the fruit, and then you get just the lovely grains. And I can still taste them now. I'm still tasting the raw grains in the beer. I love that about sour beer. Oh, pineapple. It's like pineapple chunks. Fantastic pineapple chunks in the beer, and the beer is so drinkable. It's so refreshing. What was the ABV? The ABV was 4.5%. Pineapple and coconut. I was having more of the pineapple, to be honest. Let's see, in regards to the coconut, what we get. A little bit. Oh, actually, if you really nail down and think about it, there's quite a bit of sweet coconut, actually. It's funny, isn't it? I read pineapple and I forgot the second flavour, and it was like pineapple, 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 and it's only when you really think about it, because there's some flavours I always struggle with vanilla. I'm useless. I am absolutely useless with vanilla in beer. Until I read the side of the bottle or can, and I go, that's what that. I couldn't kind of like engage my brain enough to go, yeah. I identify the vanilla in the beer. Same with coconut. I do struggle a little bit with coconut in the beer because they're subtle. They're subtle flavours, but they're not subtle flavours at the same time. When you read it and then you taste it again, it's like, oh God, yeah, that blows me away with the coconut. This has no, so it's ingredients are water, barley, oats, pineapple, lactose. That's that lactobacillus. Correct me if I'm wrong. Coconut and yeast. They're a great brewing company, and they've collaborated with a great food company as well, a restaurant stroke bar chain. They're brilliant. Bundobust are brilliant. And of course, North Brewing Company are brilliant too. I went to their big glass fronted bar once, about 2 years ago now in Leeds. Brilliant, loved it. Rating then, it looks good. It smells good. And it tastes good. I'm not the biggest sour lover in the world. In fact, if I go to a pub, I generally don't order sour. But I'll review it, of course. I'll review it. I'll respect it for what it is. It's not. It doesn't lean towards what I want from beer. But very respectful towards it. It's pineapple flavoured, it's coconut flavoured, and it's got some sourness in there. As far as I'm concerned, and that lovely grain flavour I always like in a sour. Yeah, it's a good sour. It's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.